going to teach you guys how to contour your face. This is going to give your face definition. We'll teach you how to bronze, blush, highlight. I'm first going to start off with Silk. This is our primer. It is a pore and wrinkle minimalizer. This is going to be the base for all of your makeup, so it goes on flawlessly. I love the way that this smells. It has an airless pump, so you're never putting bacteria on your face, and you get every last drop. You'll actually see when you're completely out of it. I only use about a half to 1 pump of this product. A little bit goes a long way. I start off in my T-zone, that's where I need it most. And then I go in a downward motion with the primer. So after I put the primer on, I'm going to use green concealer. This is great if you have acne. It has anti-inflammatory in it. If you have redness, rosacea, green cancels out red. So I get the occasional breakouts on my skin. So I just take a little bit of the green concealer and I will just dab it on wherever I need to conceal any redness. And I don't really rub it in, I kind of just dab. And you're gonna wanna let this sit for like a minute or two. So while this is drying, I'm gonna start doing my highlighter. So I use our white concealer. This is great for mixing with other products, great for highlighting. If you're trying to make a lighter color of an eyeshadow or your foundation, you just mix a little bit of the white concealer with it and you can make a lighter version. Now with the white concealer, I do like a Wi-Fi signal on my forehead. So it's like a little bit bigger up here and a little bit less. Now this is going to look super duper crazy until I put my foundation on. Wait till you see what I do with the bronzer. So my forehead, you go down the middle of your nose. So when you highlight, you're gonna highlight the high points of your face or anything that you wanna bring out. Highlight will bring things forward. So Cupid's bow here. If I have a little extra, I put it on my chin. Another place is right this higher cheekbone here. You could put some on your jawline there. And these last a long time. I've probably had this a few years. Okay, another good place to put this is your collarbones, right here. I don't want to get too much up. Okay, so we want to bring these forward. You're going to want to use any cream to powder products first before using any powder products. Next, I'm going to use our bronze blush. This is a matte. It is really highly pigmented, so I never put this on after my foundation. I always do it before because I look like an Oompa Loompa when I put this on. But after I put my foundation on top of it, it's actually 1 to 2 shades darker than my foundation, which is what you want your bronzer to be. You don't want it to be super crazy. Now bronzer is gonna help recede things. So anything that you want to be like a skinnier face, the side of your nose. So when you're doing it here, it's the top of your ear. And if you make that squishy face, it goes to a little pivot here. I'm using this angled brush. This is by, I think this is an e.l.f. brush, but it's skinny and it's angled, so I can actually keep it where I want to. And it's okay that it looks crazy right now. I actually kind of want it dark because once I put my foundation on it, it's gonna lighten so much. Okay, so if I put it on the side of my nose, and sometimes I bring it just a little bit forward, it's gonna make your nose skinnier. And you can also think of like a 3 on your face. So you kind of come up here, you bring it down, and you go under your jawline. When I do my forehead, I kind of do a little half circle kind of up here. So if you have a big forehead, like you'll want to kind of minimize that a little bit. Now I don't want to have a tan face and then a white neck. So I bring it down as well. I still have to go underneath my jawline here. Okay, and we're gonna blend it out. And then I kind of do like a little V. So it's like a little bit on my neck and I bring it down, but I don't want to have it tan here and white back there. So I kind of swoop it a little bit behind my ear as well. And then if you bring it around, you're going to go in this little pivot where it's already kind of in. Also makes you seem a little bit skinnier there. And if you want to, you could put a little bit right below that highlighter to make it even pop out even more. Okay, so now that I look really crazy, Oompa Loompa, now we're gonna put the foundation on. I love our foundation because it covers really well, but it's really lightweight, so it doesn't feel like you have foundation on. It's also oil-free. It has a mechanical shield, which is equivalent to an SPF 15. So it does the exact same thing as SPF, but without the chemicals in it. Also has an airless pump, so you're not putting bacteria on your face, and you get every last drop of it. This lasts me about 4 to 6 months. And what I do is I put it on the back of my hand to warm up. And that makes it apply a lot more smoother because you're getting it used to the temperature of your skin. I like to use this Flower brand brush. It's angled and it's really dense, so it gets into all those cracks and crevices, so it applies really nicely. It gives me more full coverage. If you want more sheer coverage, you could use like a stipple brush like this. That also works. You could use a beauty blender. I feel like it takes up a lot more product when using a beauty blender, so I prefer this method. Now what I do is I start dabbing the foundation on my face. I'm first avoiding all of the bronzer because like I said, it's going to cover it really well. So I'll just do half of my face so you guys can see. So after I get the majority of the foundation around the bronzer, then I can go in and slightly dab on top of it. And I kind of get like the top of my lid right below it. You could do little circle motions. Do you see how much it's covering up the bronzer? That's the kind of shade that your bronzer should be. So you could see how crazy it was before, and then after I put the foundation on. So you could see how well this foundation really covers. And I like using that matte bronzer first because it's not crazy in your face bronzer. I like that. So make sure you just apply that before your foundation. And if you're not good with bronzer, like it's okay to be messy because the foundation is going to cover up so much. Now, do you guys also see that the acne that I had on my face is now covered up really well because of the green concealer? So I only did half of my face, you guys can see. It's like magic. Now another thing you could do, so we have our full coverage foundation. We also have color correcting tinted moisturizer. So if you are like on the go kind of mom, or you want more sheer coverage, or if you have acne also, the color correcting tinted moisturizer has anti-inflammatory in it. So both the foundation and the color correcting tinted moisturizer is going to color correct to your shade perfectly. 3 shades up or down, it color corrects. And so as you can see, you can't tell where I start or stop when I'm doing my foundation. And that's what you want. You don't want to see that you're wearing foundation. You just want it to look like you have naturally beautiful skin. If you want even more full coverage, you can mix our natural translucent powder and put a little bit of this on top of the foundation. Pre-mix it and then put it on your face. I like to use the natural translucent powder after my foundation because what these powders do is they soak up your oils throughout the day. I am a really oily person, so I like that this can help get rid of the extra oils that you don't need. You want to use all your cream to powder products first. So we do have a powder blush. We also have cream to powder blushes. So depending on which one you have, you'll want to go with the cream to powder first if you have this. And then Another thing that I like to do, you could do this before or after your foundation. This is our eye illuminator. It's our eye cream with pearlizer in it. So it does the exact same thing as eye cream. So it's gonna help tighten fine lines and wrinkles. And with the pearlizer, it's going to make your eyes more luminous. So it makes you look more awake. So I'm just gonna do a little bit under this eye so you guys can kind of see the difference here. And I like that it does both. Like, I am benefiting my eyes when I put this on, and it's kind of like makeup too. Our foundation also has skincare in it. All of these products have a Cineplex complex, and so it rushes new cells to the surface 23.3% faster than normal. So I go on top of my lid and I go under, and I'm using my ring finger because this is going to put the lightest amount of pressure around your eye. You don't want to really move that around too much. So do you guys see how much of a difference it makes when using an eye illuminator? It really helps cover up dark circles and illuminate that area. You can also use a natural concealer on anywhere that you feel you want to conceal blemishes or under your eye. I use it a lot. Another thing you can do if you have really, really dark circles is use our Terracotta Blush Sense right under your eye before you put on your foundation, and that's gonna cancel out all that purple there. So this is the concealer. So my daughter just woke up, so I put on, this is New Pink with Sand Gloss, and I did mascara and eyebrows. Next I'm gonna move on to blush. So we have cream to powder blushes, and we have neutral or silver rose blush. I love both of these. If you're going to do translucent powders, make sure you do cream to powder first. So when you're putting on blush, you're not gonna go past the middle of your eye or the bottom of your nose. So it's really gonna stay right here. I actually just put on our Toasted Rose blush, and I like to use our Senegence blush brush. It is small, but also like poofy, so I can keep it exactly where I want to put it. And when I apply the blush, I actually just like barely tap the end or the sides of the tube, because a little goes a long way. You do not need a lot of product with this. So when I put it on, I dab it first, and then I kind of push and I pull up in like circular motions. And we're doing all cream to powder products first. So another thing you could do is use our pearlizer. This you can mix with your foundation beforehand, and it's going to give you that dewy look all over. You could add it after your foundation to the high points of your face, like right above your eyebrow here. You can kind of see where I've already put it, right along your cheekbone, on the tips of your nose, your cupid bow here, and if I have excess, I'll put it on my chin. And those spots that we talked about earlier, your collarbone, putting some of that pearlizer here. Another thing that I love about our pearlizer, same thing with the foundation where it has the mechanical shield equivalent to the SPF 15, is that if you're going to the pool or you're going out gardening or going to be outside, if you put this on your skin, not only are you protecting your skin from the sun, but it also gives that slight glow all over. Or if you're going to like a ball or something like that, this product is perfect for that. You can mix this with your blush, your eyeshadows. I like to put a little bit like on the center of my lips sometimes, and that will give your lips more of a pout. Another thing you could do is put bronzer right under your lip here, and that will give your lip a little pout as well. Because you need so little of this product, it's going to last a really long time. Also has the airless pump, so you're not putting the bacteria on your face and you get every last drop out of it. This could last you a year or more, honestly. I think I've had one that lasted me like 2 years. And I do makeup all the time. After highlighting, we've done all of the cream to powder products. You could move on to any of the translucent powders now if you want to. If you have really oily skin, I highly recommend it because these translucent powders actually soak up your oils throughout the day. So what you could do is you tip it upside down and you go like this. And that pump will actually get the product down to this lower brush here. And you could either brush it like on your T-zone where you need it or all over. If you end up using the, hi sweetie, the bronze dust of the translucent powders, it has shimmer in it, so if you want a shimmer brush or bronzer, you could do that. But when you use it, I recommend keeping this part down so you're actually centering that bronzer right where you need it, because if you use the entire amount, it's gonna go all over the place. But if you're messy with the bronzer, you can use the translucent powder to even it out. I really like the Silver Rose blush because it has shimmer to it and it's really light, so I think anybody can actually wear this blush. It's super pretty and it's one of everyone's favorites. Let's see, another thing I do is I put the bronzer in a petri dish like this, and I'll use the same angled brush to put that bronzer on if I want to use the translucent powders as a bronzer. And I think that's it. So cream to powder products first, then your translucent powders, and you're all set. This normally will take me anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes if I do all of it. Because I'm explaining everything to you, it seems a lot longer, but it's really not that bad. But you could see that when you do these steps, it gives definition to your face. It makes my skin look flawless, and can recede or bring forward different parts of my face or body that I want people to see. So anyway, I hope you guys learned a lot, and we will see you next time. Bye.